Hi, everybody. Welcome to another live English lesson with me, teacher Zdenek, and one of my students from the Achievers Chamber Discord group, which is a private Discord group that you can all join as long as you are at least intermediate. Hi.
Hello, Zdenek. How are you? Hello,
I'm
everybody.
okay. I'm okay. Thanks. So this is your first time doing this live lesson with me, Denis.
True, true.
Your name is
But
your name
not,
is Denis.
yeah, yes, true. But not the first time you and me had a kind of interview. Yeah, you
That's right.
remember once we recorded the one episode for your podcast.
I think it was actually more than once back in the day.
hmm
Might have been at least twice.
Yes, probably
Mhm.
appeared a few times in your English podcast episodes, right?
That's right. The podcast, which is, by the way, called Zdenek's English Podcast. If any of you are YouTube people and you've never heard about it, well, you can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find it
Give
there.
it a
Zdenek.
try. It's a great podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I should probably
You're
hire you,
welcome.
Dennis, for this.
Yeah, like a marketing expert, probably.
Exactly. So, Dennis, I think we can spend this life lesson talking about you, introducing you, who you are, because I think my viewers mostly don't know you unless they are Achievers Chamber members, because obviously they get to meet you there every week, several times
Mhm.
during a week, actually. So, who are you, Dennis?
Yeah, let's start with the basics. Yeah, my name is Denis, as you already said. I live in the country which is called Bosnia and Herzegovina. I've been living here for more than I don't know around 30 years, but I was born in Serbia,
Hmm.
in the part which is called Kosovo. It's actually now it's a independent republic, right? Some people think it is, some not, but for me it's independent. Yeah.
Okay.
So my origins actually are from Montenegro. So it's quite
Oh,
comfortable. Yeah.
okay. What's going on?
My parents were born in Montenegro, and
Hmm.
I like to say that my genes are actually origins of my genes are from Montenegro. It's a nice
Not your,
country. Yeah.
not the jeans you are wearing now, right now, right? Not
Yeah.
those
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no, no,
jeans.
no, no, no.
Okay.
DNK, let's say.
Your DNA. Yeah.
DNA. Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
Okay. I was
Quite
just
complex.
trying to make a silly joke. So obviously this
Mhm.
this is this is this is Balkan, right? It's quite. There are a lot of
Yes.
different.
True.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
used to be Yugoslavia, right? Which was
You're right. You're right.
one big country, which consisted a lot of different smaller nations.
Yes. You're right. Six
And
republics, if I'm right. Yes.
yeah.
Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia,
So
Croatia,
Bosnia
Slovenia,
and
Montenegro,
Herzegovina,
and Macedonia. Bosnia and
Montenegro,
Herzegovina, yes. Montenegro.
Macedonia. I think it's pronounced
True.
Macedonia.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. You're right.
Yes. And then
Serbia, Slovenia. Yeah.
Albania
We
as
have.
well?
No. 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 No.
No,
No.
never was never part of Yugoslavia.
No.
Okay.
No. 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 No.
And Croatia, right?
Yes. You're right.
Yeah. And now you say Kosovo is now also an independent republic.
Yes, yes, it is recognized by many countries. Yes, as Serbia still doesn't want to accept that fact, I would say. But there was also war in Kosovo, similar like here in Bosnia, and
Yeah.
during 90s. Yeah, very bad moments for people living in this area.
Yeah.
You probably remember some of this
Uh,
information, but you are quite young,
I
maybe
was
not.
very young, but I
Mm.
do remember. Yeah, there were big
Yeah,
issues
I'm
there.
I'm in my 40s, so I remember a lot of happenings at that time. Yeah. So
Mhm.
as I told you, I live now in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm
So are you
probably
Bosnian then? Are you Bosnian
yes,
yourself?
my nationality is Bosnian. Yes, that's true. I'm married with two kids, a girl, a boy. Uh, my wife is, of course, is also here with me, with us. We are a
Yeah.
small family. We also have a a parrot, a noisy one. If you heard,
A
if you
parrot.
a parrot, that's true. A little
Okay.
Alexander. It's a very noisy parrot, and
A very
but
noisy
it's
parrot.
yeah. Because actually, it's a one person bird. She just choose one person in the family, and only wants to be, I don't
Who is
know,
that?
to socialize. And I, you can guess.
Is that you?
Of course. And
Of course.
when she hears me, or when I approach my house, immediately I can hear her calling for me
Okay.
to play with her, to give her some to eat. It's
All
very
right.
crazy.
So is it one of those talking parrots then?
Yeah, she's quite intelligent, and yes, little Alexandra is that kind of bird is quite intelligent,
Hang on.
noisy.
Is that a name of a bird? Is that a species, or is that the name of the bird, Alexander?
It is species. Her name is
Oh, okay.
Kana.
Because it
Yeah.
sounds because obviously I have got Alexa here, so I was wondering if
No, no, no. It's
your bird's name is Alexandra.
no. It's as you told. It's how you say it. It's a
It's a
species. Yeah.
species. Species, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as it happens, we have got Irena here. Hi, Irena, who
Hi,
is,
Helena.
I don't know if you know it, Denis, but
Mm.
Irena is a massive bird fan. She is sort of an expert. We have recorded one
Oh,
episode of
great.
Zdenek's English podcast with Irena about birds. The whole episode was about birds. I prepared
Fantastic.
like a set of questions to find out more about
Nice.
birds, and Irena is the person to talk to.
Okay, great. You can also call me to join, and I will show you my bird.
You can
Yes.
ask Denis questions if you want, Irena. If there's anything bird related, I'm sure Denis will be happy to answer your questions. And I honestly, I don't know much about this. It's ornithology is the study of birds. I think ornithology. I think
I'm
so.
not sure. Actually, it was a wish of my daughter, and I bought that bird without checking before. Now, of course, we love her, and she's part of the family, but
Talking
there are
about your
some
bird.
downsides. Definitely, there are some
Yeah.
downsides of having a. Luckily, we are living in a house, so nobody is affected of her noise.
What do you mean? What downsides?
It's quite noisy, as I told you. It's quite noisy. Yeah, she's quite noisy.
Okay. Okay. So you're referring to your bird. So it's a female bird. As you say, she.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
And all right, but you say so. It's not a sorry. I'm just trying to make some sense out of this. So it's not a talking
Mhm.
bird, but it's still quite noisy. So what kind of noise does she make then?
Difference of noises. She imitates everything, even the sounds from the television. She's quite young. Hopefully, she's going to be able to imitate some words. It needs
Hmm,
some progress. It needs
time.
some work with the bird, absolutely. And we don't have enough time,
Yeah,
but
training. You
she
need to.
just produce funny sounds. Some of them are quite annoying.
Can you give us an example of what sort of sounds?
Oh, you could find it. It's quite hard to imitate her. You could find the noise on YouTube. It's very sharp. Yeah. At least she's quite. It is quiet during the night. But if she noticed that somebody, especially me, when I open the eyes, she knows it, and she's going to call me. Yeah. She's quite sensitive.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the study of birds. I think it's called ornithology. Ornithology once again, and
Mhm.
this is Clive Green Street Elite. He's a West Ham United fan. Thanks for joining us, Clive. So he has just confirmed that the study of birds is called ornithology. Yeah.
You have
All
got
right.
many professionals here.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have got Helen. Hi, Helen, another Achievers Chamber member. It's also good to have you here. And yeah, thanks everyone, whoever is watching live. Obviously, feel free to ask us questions in the super chat in the chat. It's actually nice for us because this is an improvised English lesson. So there's absolutely nothing prepared. That's why I always appreciate if people come with interesting comments. Sometimes it can go a little bit wrong if wrong people arrive. Yeah, some people with bad intentions. It can happen too. But that's my privilege. I have got the privilege to choose. Yeah, whichever comments I deem
Ah,
appropriate, and
okay.
then
So
I can put them up on screen so easily here. So it's actually
only
quite.
you can see comments. I can see comments, right?
Um, can you see nothing?
Yeah,
Because
I can
you're now
see
in
that.
my studio. Can you not see it in the studio? Because you are in my studio, in the StreamYard studio. Can you see them?
Okay.
Can you see it
Um,
on on the
there,
screen?
there is a comments category. Yes,
Yeah.
I can see them.
So you can see
Great.
all the comments, and the ones I put up on screen, you should also be able to see. Yeah. Obviously, people watching this on YouTube or Facebook, they can see it in a little bit different way, but they can also see it. Okay.
Great.
Fantastic. So we are still introducing you, Denis. I think you are a fascinating guy for lots for all sorts of different reasons. So where do we start? So I like how you start with something I didn't even know about you, the parrot. Yeah. So
Yeah. Thank you for these kind words. Well, I don't think that I'm special in any way. I'm
he's
just I'm
humble.
so
He's
just
humble. Everyone. He's
interested
humble.
in many different things. It's true. Activities also. Yeah, I would say that when I was younger, I liked the music the most. Yes, and actually, at that time, I planned to be a kind of professional musician, but I don't know. At once during that period, I decided to change the path of my career, to choose another way. So I studied engineering. I'm mechanical engineer. I've got a master's in mechanical engineering. I'm also a PhD candidate. Yeah, it's something that
What does
maybe it's
what exactly does that mean? A PhD
PhD
candidate.
candidate. It's somebody who has the a thesis which is being writing
A
at the
what? Sorry,
university.
a what?
It's a PhD thesis. Thesis.
Thesis. Thesis.
Thesis. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
PhD
Thesis.
thesis,
Mhm.
and you are writing. You are investigating actually a topic, and
Yeah.
you can try to convince your ideas, to present your ideas or the results before a commission of professors,
Yeah.
and you could get PhD honor, right? PhD, is it called like that?
Yeah. You could.
You could be
It's a
honored
it's a
like,
degree.
yeah,
It's
it's a degree, yeah.
it's a degree. Yeah. It's a type of
It's a kind
degree.
of degree, yes.
Postgraduate. I think it's called a
Yes,
postgraduate degree. Yeah. Hmm.
yes, you're right. And actually, I started it when I worked at the university,
Yeah.
but uh, yeah, I just became fed up with some things in the university. There is a saying that you have heard. It's easier to move a graveyard than a university. I wasn't quite frustrated with rigidity of that institution, and
But I
missing of
think it's
flexibility.
quite common, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah,
something you would academic the
yeah,
academic world. It can be appealing to some people. At the same time, it has its own like life. Yeah, it's very
yes, yes,
specific. Not everything is very flexible. People
yes.
think in a certain way. It's
Mhm.
not all bad. I think it's
Yeah.
I was interested in this at some point during
Mhm.
my life, when after getting the master's degree, I was interested, but I realized that I wasn't really cut out for it, exactly for this reason, because I don't like writing so much. I don't like write. You see, I don't like writing and reading so much. That's my issue. That's my problem. And you have to do a lot of it there,
Yeah,
and you
that's
need a
true.
lot of patience. And it's yeah. I would enjoy the practical side of it. I would have loved teaching at university.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, because the kind of students you work with, oh, it's amazing.
Yes, that part was really, really fascinating. I like it really much. But
So you
yeah,
used to teach at university.
yes,
So you used to be
yes, yes.
a
Yeah, more
university
than 10
professor.
years. More than 10 years.
10 years.
Actually, yeah,
Wow.
around 10 years. I started it immediately after graduating.
Yep.
So I gave lectures in different subjects. And
Such
two
as,
years
would you mind giving us an
Yes, I
example?
could. Yes, yeah, definitely. Some of them are quite complex, like numerical mathematics,
Okay, I
descriptive
give up.
geometry. Descriptive geometry.
I
Yes.
I can't be one of your students. I'm sorry. I just don't
Yeah,
have what it takes.
yeah, but
I'm
this
afraid.
one you are going to like technical drawings. Yeah, it's a popular one. Then programming. If the last topic I gave lectures was web development. So I really was involved in different topics. 2 years ago, I left the university and
Hmm.
I started to work for a big glass processing company as a head of research and development department. Now I'm still in that department, as well as I'm also honored to be the head of production of that company. So
Okay.
I really enjoy working for such a big company. It's challenging, but there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of very interesting people. It is demanding. It's not for everybody. It is
Hmm.
complex, but I like the people. I like the culture of the company. There are a lot of visiting to different countries,
Yep.
companies, meetings with some really nice engineers, people from that industry. And the glass is quite a fascinating material, and nowadays a lot of different projects around the world involve glass. Almost none of the big, I don't know, building can be can be built with a lot of glass. At least you need to have windows. But if you like to have it in an to look in an attractive way, it's a lot of glass.
Hmm.
As you probably know that last month I visited Jakarta. I was in Indonesia. My
Yeah.
company uh, built a glass facade for a tower in Jakarta.
A glass what? Sorry.
Uh, glass processing company, glass facade.
Oh, facade. Okay. All
Facade,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
see.
actually what you see from the
Fa- fa-
outside.
okay, I'm just checking because I think maybe some people pronounce it as facade.
Uh,
Yeah.
you're right,
Yeah.
facade or facade.
Yeah, I think it's pronounced facade. So,
Facade.
facade, ladies and gentlemen, is the front of a building, especially a large or attractive building. So often you have like concrete facades, right?
Yeah.
Right, something like that. But the most sort of there's some skyscrapers have it, right? Some like does the World Trade Center have a glass facade? I can imagine so.
Probably, yeah. The construction is always concrete, the basic construction, or steel.
Yeah.
But around this construction, you always have glass. It's the most attractive way
Yeah.
to have on most attractive, I would say, construction to have on the building
Okay.
because there are a lot of light inside and there are
Okay.
a lot of different sorts of, we call it IG units.
Okay.
It's a special buildup of glass which
Okay.
provides the building with great energy, I would say control energy consumption. Yeah, so
And it
you
looks
get
good.
rid
Like
of
it's kind
heat.
of
Yeah.
And can you see people through it? Is it see through, or can
Yeah,
only people
definitely.
inside see what's outside? Can you also see from
Uh,
outside what's inside?
Believe me, Zdenek, there are more than, well, in our company, there are around 300 different glass types. So you can't imagine how it is fascinating field.
Yeah.
Yeah, glass is actually basic material, but on it there is a film, a special film. It is less than, I think there is a special. It's a unique measuring unit. It's uh, 10 on minus 10, 1 on minus 10. It's less than a nano. It's very, very thin film,
Yeah.
and it can be in different colors. And as you said, you can achieve different effects. See from inside, but not from the outside, or different combinations.
Okay. Sounds very fascinating. Like absolutely fascinating. I don't know much about it, to be honest, so I'm trying to understand it. But you are the head of, you said, the research
Research
and
and
development
development.
department. Sometimes it's called
Yes,
R&D, right?
yes,
R&D.
you're right. You're right.
And that sounds like a big deal.
Uh,
So what are your responsibilities? Would you mind telling us?
yes, of course. Actually, I take care of the research, some of our products, definitely, because we have got our own lab. There are different processes that we conduct on glass. Some of them are, I don't know, maybe you have heard about tempering, autoclaving,
I've heard that, yeah, tempered glass,
enameling,
right? Mhm.
enameling, yeah, different sorts of processes. And yes, we try to develop the best products we can. Also, I'm responsible for development of the company. I actually visit different glass fairs, right?
Mhm.
Meet with producers of the equipment, and actually, I'm I'm trying to look at the trends in the machineries which are important for this field. And the
Okay.
the market is quite dynamic. It is changing all
Changing.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But equipment is really, really expensive. It's
Mhm.
something which is, I don't know, at the top level of the machinery, is quite complex with a lot of sensors, different sort of tools. Yeah, because there
Yeah.
is really, really big demand for glass nowadays.
Yeah. So do you also have to make some decisions, like budget wise? Do you also
Yes.
have to? Are you the person who, like, they give? So I assume the company says, okay, here is your budget for research and
Hmm.
development, and whatever you
Yes.
do with it, that's up to you,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Something like that. It's not unlimited, but I could say that it's quite broad, wide, big. I don't know how to say that. I am also sitting in the board of directors.
Oh,
So actually, there are our CEO, of course, some of his families, and
who is that?
three
Sorry.
direct. You want me to for the name, right? CEO.
No, there are. You said there is. Did you mean a CEO?
Yes, I mean in
Okay.
the board of director, we have got
Yeah.
CEO, the owner of the company, and a few directors. Yes, I'm one of them. So we are running the company, I would say. We've got different responsibilities, different departments. There are
Mhm.
around 250 people working there.
Okay.
At university, at the moment, I think there are also around maybe 300 people. So it's almost like a university.
Right. So you are comparing the two jobs because it's a
Yes,
different job. Like,
yes,
is there any
yes.
connection? Is there any connection apart from the fact that you were the person working
Uh,
in both places, or
Actually, I'm still working at the university from time to time. Yeah,
okay?
last semester,
Yep.
I was involved in teaching on one subject. So I didn't break my connections with the universities. So I like it, but I more enjoy this job. This job is more enjoyable for me, more challenging,
Mhm.
more dynamic, and it fulfills me in a way. Yeah, and there are a lot of opportunities to speak with a lot of people around the world. Unfortunately, most of them are not natives. English, I mean, they're not native in English, but at least
Well, as long as
I've
they have good English, right?
yes, yes, yes. Some of them speak quite good English. Some of them not so good, but
Mm.
somehow we communicate.
Well, that's the most important thing after
Yes,
all. English is a
yes,
lingua franca. It doesn't
that's
belong to
true.
just natives. Doesn't belong
True.
to just native
Yeah,
speakers.
that's true. I think that yeah, English learning is actually a marathon, not a run.
Mm.
So you must practice it. It's like a playing an instrument. Yeah, if you practice, you become better. Use it or lose it. That's
Yep.
that's I think the point. And talking about instruments, I
Yep.
play I play different sorts
Speaking
of
s- speaking of which, yeah.
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 I play different sorts of percussion instruments. I'm a sort of percussionist.
You have to
I
explain it.
also
So percussion is
yeah
a musical instrument, but
yes.
what kind of instrument is it? There
It's a
might be some
group.
people.
It's a group of instrument actually.
Okay.
All the instruments you play with sticks, like drums, timpani, xylophone, uh, different sorts of small instruments, of course, cymbals, triangles. I've been playing in a chamber and symphonic orchestra since 1997, and
What's that? Sorry, what kind of orchestra is that?
chamber symphonic. Chamber is it's a musical term. I think it describes a group of people who are uh, playing together. Yeah,
Hmm?
symphonic means that that group of people is capable to play quite complex pieces of music like
Hmm?
symphonies. Yeah,
Hmm? Hmm?
and
Hmm?
orchestra is self-describing word, I would
Yeah.
say. Right. So we
Have you got a conductor as well? Like, is that a
yes,
conductor? Yeah.
absolutely. Whenever you have more than I would say five people, if it's bigger than a band, you need a conductor.
So I never understood this. Yeah. So
Mhm.
is that a massive difference when there is no conductor? Like it looks like the conductor doesn't do much. It's just
Yeah,
waving
yeah,
that
yeah,
stick. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
To be honest, yeah,
sometimes
to be
uses some
honest,
extreme body language, but that's it. You
mhm,
know.
that's right. It depends of the skill, the level of the
Mhm.
musicians. If you are really working with the real professionals, they know their onions, right? Is that like there is an idiom about that? Yeah,
Yep.
and they don't even need a conductor. Uh, if you have a group of not so good musicians, conductor is a must because actually the conductor he or she is giving the signs to different groups of musicians. In an orchestra, you have, I don't know, wooden instruments, you have got metal instruments, you've got strings, first
Mhm.
violin, second violin, viola, violoncello, drum sections, and pieces they perform are quite complex, and the conductor is the one who is looking at the music sheets and give signs to different groups so they
So
can
is it
start.
like now it's your time to get involved,
Yes,
guys? Now
that's
you,
exactly
then
like
you,
that. That's
and then you
exactly like
guys,
that.
and okay,
Yes, true,
okay.
true. You guys need to play now because
So
if there is no conductor, it would be a mess. Everybody would count by themselves, and you would
so
the
it's like
composition wouldn't sound.
it's like an English class without a teacher.
Mm, that's right.
All right.
That's right.
All right. So the conductor, is this someone who can play a musical instrument themselves usually?
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think that conductor needs to play at least one instrument, but needs to know almost. perfectly all the instruments, because different instruments use different how to say it. Of course, you've got sheets, probably five
Yeah, like,
lines with,
yep,
and there is some kind of signs,
and notes and all that. Yeah,
notes. Yeah, that's right. But there are some keys, violin, bass key, different sorts of keys, and each
yeah.
instrument use their own keys or their own
Mm-hmm.
registers in the music. I would say, how to call it, range. Yeah, that's right. So conductor needs to be very, very knowledgeable about all the instruments, because they read and see the sheets of all instruments at the same time. It is quite demanding job. It's not simple at all, believe me.
I believe you. I
Yeah,
couldn't do it
people.
for
Yeah,
sure. Like
people think,
you
and you
need to
can.
have a talent for this, right?
Yes,
Talent,
yeah,
and you need
definitely.
to train hard. So
That's
practice hard.
definitely true. That's definitely true. And you can, yeah, the person who stands in front of an orchestra needs to have a special sort of energy. That's why some pieces sound better when
Wow.
some famous conductor stands in front of the orchestra.
Like it's like
Definitely.
charisma almost, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
charisma and that body language you're talking about. Yeah, it's more than that. It's
Mhm.
looking at the people in the orchestra, giving him some hidden signs, I would say, controlling everything, and I would say that they are capable to share their energy with the people in the
Yeah.
orchestra.
No, I think it's pretty much the same when it comes to teaching.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can be that boring teacher
Definitely.
who just stands there and does nothing, and then you can have a teacher who has so much energy in them that
Hmm.
it's going to, I don't know what this expression is. Just
Hmm.
you'll pass the energy on to everyone else, and people will be more willing to cooperate, and
True, true,
will make
true.
progress faster. Yeah, because
Definitely.
if you have a good group dynamic and positive learning environment, that's obviously going to make a huge difference. And I think it must be quite similar in an orchestra.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, fantastic, Denis. So I think that will do for the conversation part of the lesson. Thank you very much. I've learned a lot about you. We've got one comment here from Irena. She says, "You need a conductor to coordinate everything. I used to sing in a choir. I
Mhm.
can't imagine a performance without a conductor." This is an interesting word, a choir. Look at that, guys. It's such a weird word. It's spelled CHOIR, but the pronunciation is a choir. Choir. So I'm just going to add it to the list because I think it's a good word to realize its pronunciation, because a lot of people get it wrong. It's like an irregular. It has an irregular
Mhm.
spelling.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Choir. People say
Choir.
choir.
No, it's
Choir.
not choir. It's choir. A choir.
Choir.
All right. Okay. Fantastic. So let's move on to the next. Unless there are any questions, you guys can ask us at any point. And by the way, even if you didn't manage to watch this live, feel free to leave comments down below this episode, because it does help the channel. It does help the algorithm. So please ask questions at any point. Okay. All right. So it's time for the feedback section. I'm just going to change the layout a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So, Denis, I don't know if you're familiar with my color coding. Yeah. But the way I do it, so if there's anybody watching this first time, look, this is my color coding. I use it with all my students. Yeah. So if there is some sort of, if there is something I just write down, it's black. But if there is an incorrect sentence, I put it all in red. I mark it red. If I want to teach some useful vocabulary, I make it blue. And if there is a pronunciation problem or something I want to clarify, I make it purple. Yeah, so this is a color coding. So let's go through it together. Okay, Denis. So how should we pronounce this word?
Yeah, Macedonia. You're right.
Right, Macedonia. Yeah. I know in
Yeah,
some languages it's Macedon. Like for example, in my first language we would say Macedonia.
that's
Macedonia.
true. We would say the same way. Say it
Yeah,
the same way.
but in
Macedonia.
English it's actually there's sound. So Macedonia. So where's the stress? Where's the stress? Which syllable is stressed?
Macedonian.
Do.
Macedonia.
Yeah, do. I
Yeah.
think Macedonia. So the third syllable is stressed. So if I find it useful, I will sometimes underline the stressed syllable as well in those purple words. Yeah, just to make it clear to everyone. Okay. Now, how should we pronounce this word? I will be honest with you. I used to mispronounce it as well for a long time. So how
Wife.
should we? Yeah, yeah. So
Wife.
that's the problem. Yeah. So basically, I think
Wife.
in our languages we probably don't have that W sound. W. It's like
V.
you have to round your lips. Yeah.
Wife.
W. Wife. Wife. Yeah. W. And because we don't have it, it doesn't in our first languages it doesn't appear at the beginning of words, or it doesn't appear at all actually. And that's why we kind of substitute it with the closest sound, which would be v, right? V.
True.
So a lot of English learners who don't have, I think it's also the case for German learners actually. German learners do this too, as far as I know, and they just say wife instead of wife, but it has to be w. Yeah, wife. Um, this word would be pronounced how?
Widow. Widow.
No,
Why?
window.
A window. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
but for
add
the
widow as well if you want. Okay, next.
week.
Huh? And
Week.
and my okay, I don't understand why it's underlined because I think it's correct. All right. Yeah, sometimes it's quite useful to find tongue twisters, just some poems or some, I don't know, nursery rhymes where you have got a lot of words which have that sound that you need to practice, and then just drill it in your spare time. Close yourself in a room and so that nobody can hear you, and drill it a little bit. It can help. All right. What's wrong with this sentence?
Chose is underlined, so it must be the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chooses. You're right. Yeah.
I think I'm using some kind of Grammarly tool or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
She just. Yeah. I know that.
yeah. I know, I just noticed it. So, I know some of the mistakes you made are just slips. Yeah. So I just want to use this as an opportunity to clarify things and to help other students as well. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now this word, how is it pronounced?
Ornithology.
Right. Yeah. So I think I incorrectly pronounced it like that, ornithology. But because there is th, it should be pronounced ornithology. Ornithology. Yeah. It's the same way.
Oh.
Yeah. Like this one would be also
Yeah. Theology. Yeah. Theology.
theology. Yeah. Ornithology. Speaking of which, we can also add this word here, which you also kind of mispronounced.
Thesis. Thesis.
Thesis. Master's thesis. Yeah. A thesis. Yeah. So whenever you have th, it's almost always. I can't say it's always because there are some exceptions, and I'm gonna give you some, but almost always it is pronounced as th, which is this sound. Yeah. Or it could also be pronounced as th, which would be this sound. I'm just giving you the symbols that are used for this sound. But there are some exceptions, like the river Thames, right? The Thames,
The
or
Thames,
even I think Thai as well. Thai, like Thailand, right? It's also th, but it's not Thailand. It's Thailand, I think, isn't it?
Mm,
Let me
yeah,
check just to be correct. Yeah, I think
Thailand.
it's Thailand. It's not Thailand, is it? Yeah.
No, no, no.
No, it's Thailand. Yeah. So you have got some exceptions. I think it's like some words that come from foreign languages, mostly. Right. Nobody is
Nobody is
affected.
affected by her noise,
That's
maybe.
that's right.
Not
By
off,
you need
definitely.
you
By.
need
Did
a
I
new.
say it off? Oh.
Don't worry. Don't worry. This is not
Yeah,
criticism. This is,
it's
like I said,
probably.
it's actually useful for everyone else watching
Mm,
this. People might realize these things themselves. They might use it as an exercise to
mm.
correct it themselves. Yeah. So don't feel bad. Um,
No, 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 not at all.
we all make
I,
mistakes. Yeah.
I'm definitely a very real person and willing to learn. I know that I've got mistakes, that I make mistakes. It's
Yeah.
completely fine with me.
You are what? You are something to learn. You said you are.
Willing to learn.
Much better. Much better. Yeah.
Mm.
What again? What? Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Now.
Yeah.
Mhm. Now, when I
Yeah.
open the
When I
eyes.
open, yeah, maybe when I open eyes or when I open my eyes,
Okay, one of them
I
was
would I would
correct.
I
Oh,
would
which one?
remove the definitely when I open
Absolutely.
eyes or
Is
my
that
eyes.
enough?
I'm not sure.
You have to say
When I
my eyes,
open
actually.
eyes,
So when you,
yeah.
mhm. You know what?
When I
When it
open
comes
my eyes.
to, there is a rule for this, yeah. So when it comes to referring to somebody's body part, let's
Mm-hmm,
say, we tend to use the possessive adjective. Yeah. So
mm-hmm.
um, mm, some use. I'm thinking of weird examples now. What's popping into my head is like stab someone in their heart. You don't say stabbed him in the heart. Do you say that? I think it's usually. I think the rule is open your eyes. Right? You don't say open the
Yes,
eyes.
that's right. Raise your
Uh,
hand.
use your head, not use the head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, yes, yes. You're
Um,
completely right.
yeah.
You
It's
are
just
right.
when you refer to body parts, it's we tend to use possessive adjectives, not the. Okay, there might be some exceptions. Again, this is the English language
Mm-hmm.
is like that, but generally this is the rule as far as I know. Okay. She is quite. How do you pronounce this word?
Sensitive.
Right. So
She's quite sensitive. But yeah, but I
yeah.
probably
So it should
pronounce
be actually,
differently.
yeah, not z sound, but s
Sensitive.
sound. Sensitive.
Sensitive. Ah, okay.
Sensitive. Yeah. So I have noticed this as a pattern when you speak sometimes, Denis. You pronounce that z sound instead of
Mm.
s sound, and it's also in this word. Also in this following word, it's the same thing. Yeah. So how should you pronounce this sound?
Yeah, now I know.
Yeah.
University. University.
University.
Yeah, but I
University.
yeah.
Yeah. Not university. University. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's actually because of my mother tongue. Yes,
Yeah.
because we
I know what
say
you mean. Yeah.
universitet and
Yeah.
it's a kind
As,
of pattern in my head.
I know because actually in Czech, which is my first language, it would
Hmm.
be the same. I think some Czech
Hmm.
learners might also say university because we
Hmm.
say universita as well. Hmm. Okay, when I was younger, I liked the music the most. So,
It's a strange.
well,
When I was younger, I liked the music. I don't
I
know.
think I think the thing is like in some context this could be correct, yeah. But I'm not sure how we spoke about this. But if music is something you're mentioning for the first time, it's an abstract word. It shouldn't really have the. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it would have been better to say just when I was younger, I liked music the most.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason for using the
Yes,
there.
but I like the jazz music or the classical
E-
music. You would put
yeah. Would you say the jazz music?
no, no. I like
No.
jazz. You would say,
Yeah. Or I like jazz music. I like classical music. Right.
but you would say probably the music is good here. Or something. If
Mm,
no,
listen, if it's the
I like
first
the
time you
music.
mean,
I like the music.
I no, I like. Okay, I like.
If
Yeah, but that's
if you
that's because, that's because you have some kind of context where
yes,
in which there is
yes,
always music, which you always expect some kind of music there. So
mm,
let's say they ask you, hey, um, do you enjoy going to this club? You're talking about
mm,
music clubs, yeah,
mm,
or I don't know, what else? Some sort of wherever people go to socialize. Yeah, I don't know. It could be some kind of cafe or whatever. And you say, ah, the food is not the best, but I like the music. It's like
mm,
because it's like that place is you expect there to be some music, and that's why it's like the music. It's like when you say, where's the post office in this town, right? Where's the post office? Because you expect there to be a post office, so it's like that unique thing in the town.
yes,
Does
yes,
it
yes,
does it make sense?
yes,
But if you speak generally, if you say like I like, you don't say I like the jazz music. You would just say I like
yeah, yeah,
jazz music. Yeah,
yes, or I like jazz.
yeah, exactly.
It's it's quite enough.
Yeah, it's quite these articles. It's very tricky. Yeah, it's
Mm,
don't get me started on that.
mm.
Okay, at once during the period, I wanted to study music.
During that period, I think that I told
I don't think this is the biggest problem. I think something wrong with at once
at
here. Yeah.
once.
So what's the difference between at once and once? What's the difference between these two words?
At once, for me, it's like sudden, sudden occasion,
Yes.
right? Sudden activity, and once it's once at a time. It is like how to say? Maybe you could help me.
Okay.
Once,
So
once
at
it's
once,
one time, once,
to be honest,
twice.
uh,
No.
at once has two meanings. Yeah, it can mean
Mm-hmm.
immediately. So for example, I fell asleep at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, immediately,
Yeah,
right.
you have to call
You're
him
right.
at once, which is maybe most people don't know this one. I have to call him at once means I have to do it immediately, but
Immediately.
it can also mean at the same time, like simultaneously. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
did something at once, like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I think you want to use just once
Once, yeah,
because
that's right.
you want to talk about something that happened at some point in the past. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So I think this was supposed to be something like once during that period.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
you're right.
referring let's say you were referring to your childhood or something. You
Mm-hmm.
could say at I you could also say at some point during my childhood or um,
Yeah, that is
something
the
like
best
that.
one.
But the main difference is that at once means immediately or at the same time, whereas once is used. Um, it's like when, almost like when, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you even have that phrase, which sometimes fairy tales start with "once upon a time," right? Which like
Yes.
refers back to a point in time in the past. Yeah. So what's wrong with this, Dennis?
Um, I'm a mechanical engineer.
That's right. I'm
I
a
know it.
mechanical engineer. It's kind of
I
a
know it.
tongue twister. I know it's kind of hard to say that. I'm a mechanical engineer because you are focusing on that word mechanical. There's also a
Mm-hmm.
stress in that, right?
Yes.
Mechanical.
Mechanical. A
And then
mechanical. It's a little
yeah.
bit.
So whenever you speak about jobs in this way, like when you
I know it.
introducing
I
your,
know it. Yeah, a
I know you
plumber,
know.
a
Yeah.
musician,
I'm a musician. I'm a plumber.
plumber.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's silent B, plumber.
Plumber.
Hmm. Okay. I think you were referring to. I think you were referring to your times at university when you were an postgraduate student, and you said you are investigating a topic. this is nothing wrong. That's why I made it black. But I was just wondering if you could think of more words, which would be a synonym for the word investigate. I think it's fine here, absolutely. But there could be more different words we could use to refer to the same. So I thought we could use this as an
Uh,
opportunity to.
Maybe you are researching a topic, you are working on a
Hmm?
topic.
Yeah, I like all these to work on
Mm,
something, to research something,
mm,
to explore,
mm.
right?
Explore, right?
To you say investigate, so look into,
Yeah,
I guess would
look
work.
into that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure there are more words, but it's always
Mm,
useful to know all these idioms. Yeah, so I'm gonna
mm.
make it blue because this is vocabulary. Um, I made this purple. I don't think it's supposed to be purple. I think it was a postgraduate degree. Yeah, I think this is blue, a postgraduate degree. Yeah. Okay. All right. How would you pronounce this section, Denis?
I became fed up with some
Mm-hmm.
things. What
Much,
do you
much,
re-
much better.
Yeah, when I concentrate
Yeah.
on some, I don't know, words, of course, and I can say it the right way, definitely.
Yeah.
Techn
Yeah.
technical, technical,
I
technical
know you can.
drawings. Yeah, technical
Drawings,
drawings.
drawings,
Drawings.
drawings.
Yes.
Hmm. Draw
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
drawings.
I
The
know that my
drawings.
problem is
Drawings.
pronunciation
Yeah.
because,
It's not. I wouldn't call it a problem. It's just
yeah,
let's be positive. It's just there is room for improvement, right? Let's put it that way.
that's true. That's true. There is room
Yeah.
for improvement because I read a lot of, I listen to different audio podcasts, stories,
Hmm.
different sorts of audio materials. Yeah,
Audio, audio,
audio, audio.
audio.
Mm,
Hang on, let me check it. Audio, audio. Yeah, audio. Hmm. Video, audio. Right.
mm, video, audio.
Um, I have noticed this mistake with a lot of my students actually. Um, so when you have a complex sentence which consists of
Mm,
more than one clause, sometimes you have this. Um, you have what's called a relative clause, and this is a clause which gives you
mm,
more information about a noun. Yeah. So the last topic was this. This one is embedded as well. Embedded means it's kind of inserted within that clause. The last topic was the web
mm,
development is the main clause, and then you have this subordinate embedded relative clause. And I've noticed that some of my students struggle with this. Whenever you have like a preposition there, they sometimes forget about it.
mm,
So you give lectures about a topic, yeah, or on as
mm,
well. You could say on as well. But when you put that when you sort of make that relative clause, somehow some students forget about that preposition, which has to be there. Yeah, otherwise it's not correct. So where should the preposition go? Do you know what I'm talking about,
mm.
Denis? Or
Yeah,
did
the
I?
last topic I gave lectures on.
Yes, that's it. So that's exactly it. So you need to say on. It's like the same thing.
On.
You could say, when I was young, the thing that I was interested in
In. Mm.
was painting.
Yes,
If
yes,
you say
yes.
it without in, it's incorrect. The thing I was
Mm,
interested was painting. No, that doesn't work.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Yes.
So just be careful, everyone. You know who you are. But I know I have been recently telling a lot of my students about this. Seems to be like a difficult thing. All right, Dennis, I need to know how you would pronounce this word in the middle, because I think, yeah, I don't, I think you are mispronouncing it. So let's go.
Uh, a large processing company.
Yeah, processing. It should be
Processing.
because you
Yeah.
process something, right? You
Uh,
process, not
yeah.
process. You process something.
Process. Okay.
I think
Not
it should be
processing.
process.
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna check it because I don't
I
wanna
thought, yeah, glass processing
process.
or
Yeah,
processing.
There is another
Plus,
word. There's another word, procession, right? Procession. The word procession. It's like a number of people or vehicles moving forward. It's some kind of ceremony. Yeah, processing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
that is close to what you are saying, but that's a different
Yes, yes,
word.
definitely right. Process
Sorry,
is, yeah,
procession. I was trying to say procession. Yeah. So there's a word procession, which
procession.
where you have stress on the second syllable, procession, but then this one, the one you wanted to say, has to be pronounced as processing.
Processing.
Processing,
Okay,
not
okay.
not processing. Yeah, processing.
Mm-hmm.
So these are similar words, and yeah. Okay, the glass is an interesting material. So what's wrong with this?
Uh, the glass.
I think my Grammarly is showing it to you.
Glass without that, yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Glass.
why?
Yeah.
But why? Why? Why shouldn't you use the definite article here?
It's probably because it is uncountable. Glass is
That's
material.
right. That's right.
Mm,
And it is because actually there is a rule in English that when it comes to these uncountable nouns that are materials,
mm,
we don't. It's like an yeah. It's used without the, unless you are referring to something specific. Yeah,
you're right.
like
You're right.
send me the glass if you're calling someone. Send me the glass we discussed earlier. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
you're referring to
This glass is fantastic. Yeah.
something specific, something you've already discussed. But here, it's not the same here because you're speaking about it generally. You're mentioning it first time, or not really first time, but you're speaking about it generally. So that's it. It should be just glass. Yeah. Now you have already checked the pronunciation of this
Facade. Yeah.
word,
Is it
facade.
the origin of the word is French or
Honestly, I don't know what this is. It looks like something from Turkish to me, but okay, it could be French too.
facade?
I know there's a similar symbol in Turkish, in the Turkish language, but it
Mm-hmm.
could be French as well. I don't know, mate. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you said there are a lot of light inside. So what's wrong with that?
It couldn't be a lot of light. There is
Sorry.
mm, much
No, a lot of
more
is not
light.
a problem.
A
A
lot
lot
of
of
is
is
not a
not an
problem.
issue. No, no, there's a different
Uh,
issue.
uh, a lot of
No,
light
this word light is that?
indoors.
Hang
There is
on.
a,
Is this what form does this word have? Is this plural? Light. What's this?
you mean it could be plural,
Well,
like
it could be both. Yeah. So
it
if you
could
mean
be
light,
both. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
If you mean light, like there's not much light in this room, then it's uncountable, and that it cannot be plural. If you mean it like that. But if you are
Yes.
talking about different lights you have in your room, then it
No.
could
Yeah.
be
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
countable. But which one is this then?
It's uncountable. It should be
I think it's
uncountable.
uncountable, but
Yes.
yet you went for there are. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. There
See?
is a lot of
Yeah.
light inside.
That's it.
You're
That's
right.
it.
You're right.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
talking about those glass buildings. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the indoor is well illuminated or
Yeah. Well
shiny
lit.
or something
Well
like that. Well
lit.
lit. You're right. You're
Mm-hmm.
right. It
Yeah.
sounds more
Yeah.
natural.
Natural. Is that correct? Sorry for
Nature.
almost picking on you
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
natural,
Yeah. Yeah.
natural,
Natural.
natural,
Natural. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you
Natural.
have the word nature, obviously nature, but this one is pronounced natural.
Natural.
That's it. How about this one?
Process.
No, I think it's a
Processes.
revision for us. Processes. Processes.
Processes.
I think so. Yeah.
Processes.
Process. It's a long process, right? It's a long process, not it's a long process. No. So processes.
Okay.
Maybe what makes it harder is the fact that you also have es here, and it's like too many s's here.
Processes.
Yeah, that's it. How about this one?
Dennis is
How about this one?
sensors.
Very good.
Sens-
So we're gonna move this one to that group of words which over here. Yeah. So basically, because it's the same. Because I think you before you said sensors or something
yeah,
like that.
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely,
How
you're
about
right.
this word?
Broad,
It's actually broad.
broad,
Broad.
broad,
Broad. No.
broad,
Broad. Someone has broad shoulders. Broad. Yeah.
broad, wide. Yeah,
Mm,
broad.
yeah. Um. Why did I make this purple? Yeah, I was just wondering. Break connections. Is that? Hmm. I guess you can say it like that, but you can also say to burn the bridges.
Yeah, burn the bridges is
I didn't burn any
definitely better.
bridges. You can say to lose contact. Yeah, with someone. Yeah, I'm just like this is break connections. I guess you could say it like that. Yeah. All right. How do you pronounce this word?
Fulfills.
Yeah,
Fulfills.
yeah. I'm
I'm
checking
not
it
sure,
because
to be
I think
honest.
you're stressing the
Fulfill.
first syllable. I think you're stress I think you're stressing the first syllable, yeah, and it should be fulfill,
Yeah,
fulfill. Yeah, so
fulfills. Okay,
it
fulfills.
fulfills me. It fulfills me. So you have to stress fills. Yeah. Okay. Here we have got this word again with th. So how should you pronounce it?
A marathon.
A marathon. That's it. So I'm gonna put it
Marathon.
here. Yeah. It's supposed to be here. Marathon. And we are almost done. Um, this is, I think, a slip. I think you know very well what this verb needs. It
It
depends
depends
on the skill, not off.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely on.
And then you were talking about conductors, I believe, and you said they know their onion. I think you said onions.
Onions,
I think it
onions.
should. But I think the idiom is to know your onion. Oh, I was wrong. You were right. To know your onions. Yeah. Yeah, and I made it blue because I thought it was an interesting idiom. So, can you tell us what it means if you know your onions or if someone knows their onions?
Uh, in simple words, you know what you are doing. You know your all the you do your job great. I would say.
Yeah.
Zdenek knows his onions.
Yay! Thanks. You are knowledgeable. Basically, you know what you're doing. You're um, well educated and qualified. Yeah, and all that.
Thank you.
And yeah. Okay. How would you pronounce this word?
Wooden instruments.
That's it. Very good.
Instruments.
Very good.
Wooden.
Wooden. It's short u. Yeah, like look good. Wood. Wooden. Hmm. Some people say wooden. Yeah, so it's wooden. Hmm? And this is again like some sort of a slip. Each instrument
Uses.
uses, and also you said their own keys. I think it should be its own key.
Its own
Its
case.
own key. I think. Yeah, I think it's its own key. I think it should be.
Yes, that's right.
I think
Key.
so. Yeah. Now this one is interesting. I think you didn't make a mistake in this, but I did. So I'm correcting my mistake, and I think I put the stress on the wrong syllable. So how should it be pronounced?
Charisma. Charismatic.
Yeah,
Charisma.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's actually charisma, and for some reason
Charisma.
I thought it's charisma. Yeah, so
Oh,
it should be charisma. Charisma. So I've just checked it. Charisma. I'm just gonna check it again. I might have been mispronouncing this word for a long, long time myself. Charisma. Yeah, charisma. All right. Remember this brain. And last but not least, we've got this word, which has got interesting spelling, but the pronunciation is kind of irregular. So can you pronounce it for us again?
Choir.
That's it. And that's also it for this live lesson. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So, and you too, Denis.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I think Helen, who happens to be from France, is claiming ownership of that word with that strange symbol. What was it again?
Facade. Facade.
Facade. Yeah, I think Helen
Facade.
says that it's definitely French. So
Uh,
we've got to
Cafe
believe
also.
her.
Cafe. It is also French
Cafe.
word.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There is also similar. It's not the same, but with a strange
E. Yeah, there's
sign.
E.
Yeah.
There's something
Yeah.
above E. We actually use this in Czech too. But yeah,
Really.
yeah, we have that symbol. Even look at Helen's name. You see, there are some
Yeah.
weird symbols above her E's. Also, two different ones. Like once it's like kind of to
Yeah.
the right, and once it's to the left. So
One on the right, one to the left.
yeah.
Slash and backslash. Yeah.
Exactly. It's very symmetric. It's kind of it looks good. Maybe I don't know if this is some sort of artistic thing here as well. Who knows? But it's very symmetric. Like the way it kind of goes to that L. Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
looks actually quite cool. All right, I think that will be it for everyone. It made it a little bit longer today. That's probably because we didn't know Denis, so we wanted to get to know him better. Yeah, normally these lessons are a little bit shorter. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, if you enjoy this content. It does help this channel a lot. Thanks a lot, Denis, and
Thank
have a
you.
good
Bye
one,
bye,
man.
everybody.
Take care.
See ya. See
Bye.
ya. Bye.